Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. So I lied to you in the last video saying that we're going to start putting some filler on the Demon in the next video. I actually had so much footage. I'm going to show welding in the marker lights in this one. And then the next one we'll do the, we'll start filling it, and probably I'll try and get it in primer in the next video too. Anyways, appreciate you watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video, and I'll keep putting videos out. And let's get into it. I forgot to say, we're at 156 subscribers now, so thank you so much for subscribing. I see you guys. I really appreciate the comments, and yeah, I'm having fun here. So keep subscribing, and yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so we're working on the 71 Demon today. I got to. I've already talked about this on Instagram and stuff like that, but I replaced both quarters already. I replaced the trunk pan, I replaced the drop downs. But when I was trying to buy the quarters, the 71 quarters were out of stock everywhere. I couldn't get them. And I found a set of 72, but they have different marker light holes. So I cut the old marker light holes out of the other panels, and I'm using this body line to locate where they go. So I'm just kind of gonna get it all trimmed up and ready to go in, and I'm gonna cut it away from, because this is that swooping body line here, so I'll cut it away so I'm not welded on the body line as much. This this hole here, it sits real close to the body line, so I'm gonna have to weld on it a little bit anyways, which isn't ideal, but it's the only option I've got. So I'm thinking that's about where it goes there. I left a little bit of extra material up top to catch, so I can patch up these holes with this metal. And then I've also got it measured so that the top of this hole here, which is a straight edge, is going to be the top of this patch, so I can keep as much of this metal as possible. I'm also going to cut away this half once I know I've got it where it needs to be, because I don't want to be welding up that body line there. If I can stay away from the body line a little bit at the side, that'd be better, I think. So now what I'm thinking, if I cut here where I put this tape line, I'll know exactly where the patch butts up to. I can trim this stuff away. I already know where I've located the patch on this side, and then I can figure out where I'm going to cut down here after. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, this doesn't feel good. Cutting into a new quarter. Wonder if this will hold it.
my goodness.
I know. Yeah.
We gotta cut back the rear lights at the back. We just haven't trimmed it yet.
I haven't trimmed it yet.
I use that arch of the body line to locate it.
Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna reach in here and.
Well, he's in there. The bumper thing's in the way. Oh, never cleaned off some of things. Oh, 'cause the video goes. You eat at it?
Yeah, I grabbed a sandwich from Timmy's. Okay, so I got the patch somewhat fit up. I'm going to, I think I'm going to TIG it in just because I want to. It's probably the better way to do it, but I'm not no savant when it comes to TIG welding. But I just think as far as like the welds are a little bit softer, so I can hammer and dolly it around a little bit because the old quarter had a little bit of extra material in here, so when I cut it out it kind of rolled in a touch. So I'll get her lined up, tack it, but first I gotta switch the TIG over. It's my machine's dual purpose or multi-process, but it takes a bit to switch it over. I gotta switch the gas and all the whip and everything. So, all right, give her a vibrate a little bit. Okay, I got the patch fit up for the most part. The aftermarket quarter is a little flatter through here. The factory quarter has a little bit more shape, so I'm just going to tack it where it's touching, and I'm going to use the weld material, hammer it flat to hopefully stretch it out to add the shape to the other one. I'll hammer and dolly it around and get it to kind of blend later. For filler rod, I'm just using MIG wire, 030 MIG wire that I straightened out, and I'm set on 50 amps. There might be post flow, I can't remember. And yeah, so I'm not like a TIG welding savant or nothing, so kind of take this for entertainment purposes, and if you want to try and learn something on it, that's good on you, and that's more you than me. Tack. Some of the gas was a little high. So I just used this vice grip with a flat pad on it. I got a little bit more of a gap on this side here. So I just add a little glob of filler rod and then kind of blend it in when I get a puddle on either side. Not ideal. I got a little bit of blowout up top there, but And that's why it's not ideal. I just dipped my tungsten, so I'm gonna clean that up. I'll come back and keep tacking it up. Okay. Sharpen my tungsten. It's overlapped a little bit here. Or else looks pretty good, so I'm just gonna try and sneak the grinder in here and trim a little bit off. And that might have been a little bit too much. So it's real tight there and hot. Don't touch it. It's actually not bad. You don't want to get it too hot because you'll warp the sheet metal like crazy. So we're not doing that. But what happens is you put the tack on it, and as it cools, it shrinks and pulls the gap really close together. So you get the sheet metal binding. So you can take hammer and dolly and hammer right on top of that weld, which is going to be difficult because it's a body line. And you'll stretch it back out, put it back to the way it was. So let's try and do that. Yeah, so that weld, I just hammer on top of it. I can see a little sliver of daylight through there now. I'll probably have to do that a few times where it's tight here on the other tacks, but yeah, it's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So yeah, I got another couple tacks down here. I'll go up to the top and tack the top.
A little patch, did you?
No, I just cut that out of the old one. That's why I was keeping those pieces around for so long.
Okay.
So, I'll clean it up. It looks a little thin there, but I'll take a fiber wheel to see what it does.
Yeah. Yeah, put a bolt in?
Yeah. That side's got nothing at all. I did that side so I could have shaved them if they wanted them, but they wanted to put them in, so.
Ooh, that stove's working nice now.
Yeah. Alright, got a few tacks in. It's starting to tighten up a couple spots, so I'm going to go over it with a hammer and dolly again, open up those gaps a bit, and then put a few more tacks before I weld it up solid. Alright, go over again with the hammer dolly. It's kind of where I want to be, is attack every half inch. I blew the edge out there, so I want to get that tacked up better before I go, or else I'll be chasing it when I try to weld it solid. Could be a few more tacks there would probably be alright. One in that corner, and then I'll go ahead and just weld it up solid, I guess. I don't know. That's the plan. That's the plan. Okay, I think I got it tacked up for the most part. Got a couple little bigger holes that I want to go over. I probably won't do that on camera, but I'm gonna hit it with 80 on a little die grinder, knock them down, and then I'm just gonna pick one side, weld straight across, let it sit for a bit, do another side, weld straight across, and just keep going. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Hot. So you can see it's warped. As it cools, it'll actually start to shrink back out. What it is it heats up. There's extra metal there when it expands from the heat, and then as it cools, it'll actually shrink more than what it was to begin with. So down here's not hot, so I'm going to run this pass down here. That was going pretty smooth, especially in the middle there. It went real smooth. But again, it's a warp. This side's starting to even out a little bit. So I might take a hammer and dolly to that, see how it stretches out. I like to dolly it a little bit first before I grind it off. That way there's just more metal there. I'm not going to break well. There's actually a little pinhole there. I'll fill that while I see it. That one was a struggle. That's too big of a hole. Just so you know, this is a bad idea. I should drill it out, put a hole punch in there, and then just tack around it, but I gotta try and heat it up with some 16-inch rod. Go! Bit of a globby weld there here where I used a 16-inch weld. I blew through there. I couldn't see a thing, so I was welding along. I thought I was on another weld so I could take a little break and kind of resituate my filler rod. And I wasn't on another weld. I also thought I was way further down the panel, so I think it might be time for a new mask. Yeah, it's not bad. Right here's a little sunken in there. It's flatted out here. There's a brace behind here, so it's a little tricky to get to, so I'm gonna Have to get creative with it. Maybe we'll put a pry bar under there and tap it so the pry bar leaves the body line when I tap it in. We'll figure it out. But yeah, just gonna grind it off with some 80. Block it. Oh, it's a little stretch there too. That might be from the hammer. But yeah, I'm going to grind it off with a little 80 grit. Hammer dolly it a little bit more. And I'll go on to something else. A little tight in there, so I'm gonna use this little stubby hammer. It doesn't have any back on it. Alright, I just wanted to put a little teaser for a future video. I don't know if you remember the 1967 convertible Firebird that I dragged home on the trailer. It was all dilapidated and busted up. I think I did a short of it. So go check that out. But yeah, so me and a buddy got some time jacking it up and welding on a little bit and got it looking straight. So yeah, you'll see some more of that in a future video, but I'm gonna show you it real quick. So yeah, it was buddy cut everything out of it. I got it back, and because he was gonna scrap it, he just thought it was too far gone. And so we got it all jacked up there, and we put some blocks under the back frame rails, and we did some axle stands at the back there. And we got this body line looking pretty good now. And then we welded in the one rocker. This isn't doing nothing. We welded in the one rocker, got it looking like something. We only had a couple hours to work on it, so but yeah, I'll show you. The body line looks not too bad now. So we'll get the other one in, and then I'll start working on patching up the kickboard there and the side of the cowls and the front torque boxes. But yeah, that'll be another video. That's gonna be another video. Probably pretty soon. Get it kind of going in between the Demon. Demon should be going into primer soon, so hopefully Demon will be leaving. You'll be seeing that. We'll have the Firebird videos already rolling, then we'll start on the Challenger too, and I got some other stuff coming in as well. Busy. So, but it's good. I'm happy. It's a little nerve-wracking doing only custom stuff, only old cars, and so I'm happy I got lots of work. Yeah, I'm really blessed. So, anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll keep carrying on the Demon. So keep watching. And make sure you like and subscribe. A little reminder in the middle of the video. Like and subscribe, please. We're at 150 some odd subscribers.
Alright. So, I'm going to weld in the other marker light on this side. I think what I'm going to do, so I TIG welded in the other one. I think what I'm going to do is MIG weld in this one. One, because I'm in a hurry. Two, because it'll be kind of interesting to see which one is a better result. And three, with TIG welding, it's nice to be able to go in the back and hammer it. Well, there's a support right tight up against this quarter here for the bumper, and so it's hard to get behind it to hammer. So we're going to just MIG it in. I don't know if I already said this, but I'm also would like to get it done quicker, so if I can don't have to switch the welder over and stuff like that, it would be better. So how I'm locating this is I'm using the body line that's on this old piece here, and I'm going to line it up with the body line that's here, and then I'll be able to trace out a few sides of it. I'll cut off the extra that I don't need, butt it up against where I've traced, and then I'll just be able to butt weld it in. It's got a bunch of body fill on it, so I'm just gonna clean that up quick. Well, this is gonna take a while. So, because I'm welding in the middle of the panel, just keep doing tacks, work my way around. That has got it hotter than I'd like. So, but I don't know if I don't like using the air blower to cool off. I find it cools it down too quickly, and then you might shrink even more than if you just let it cool down naturally. Same theory as if you heat it up with a torch and put a rag over top of it, will shrink it up. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it sit, and I'll keep tacking as I go. So maybe what I'll do is I'm gonna let the camera keep rolling, but maybe I'll cut it there, and then like in editing, and then I'll bring you back when I start welding again. I'm gonna put a couple beads here. It's not too hot there. Actually, not. I'm gonna cut the camera, and I'm just gonna weld this up, and I'll bring you back when I'm done.
All right, so I had a question about kind of why I TIG weld versus when I MIG weld. They say I see me doing both, so they wondered why I would choose one or the other. So the TIG welding, I find for the middle of a panel, it's nice to be able to just put a solid weld across there, and then you're not getting the little tacks. So when a tack is overlaying another tack, you might not get as good a penetration on the edge of the tack. So you'd have to grind them all flat once they're getting close, and then you could go through and finally like make it into one solid weld, like by tacking in between. Where TIG welding, that was MIG welding, I don't know if I said that. TIG welding, it's you tack it all the way around, and then you just run a solid bead all the way through, and you're keeping the heat affected area to a minimum because it's more controlled heat and less filler, and then you can also hammer out the distortion a little bit easier with the TIG welding. So that's why I do it. I actually on this, I'll show you real quick. On the marker lights, one side I TIG welded in, the other side I was already MIG welding, so I just MIG'd it in, and I'll kind of show you the difference on the penetration through the back of the panel real quick. So this one over here is the back of the panel, TIG welded, and as you can see, it's penetrated 100% through everywhere. Down there, that big chunk, I had a hole, so I used some thicker filler rod to fill it up. And then on this one here, I MIG welded. So you can see the tacks. It penetrated really good in the middle of the tack, but towards the edges, maybe didn't penetrate quite as good. I still have some pretty good confidence in it. Like, I don't think it's going anywhere, but yeah, so the way you can make that a little bit better is before you can join the tacks together, you could grind the welds down, and then you'd get better penetration. You're not trying to penetrate through the full thickness of the other tack. You're going almost through just the sheet metal thickness. But yeah, so that's a quick reason why I do it. Also keeping the heat down and being able to hammer the weld down a little bit better. Honestly, going through the middle of a panel too, I almost find it quicker because you really have to let the MIG weld cool down. I don't like using the air to cool it down, because to me it's the same as like if you heat up a panel and cool it down quickly, it's going to shrink more, creating more distortion. And that's kind of a theory. I know lots of people do use air to just cool it down quicker, but I like to just go along, tack, and then you go back to the other side. Usually it's cool enough. You go back. But with the TIG welding, you get it tacked up close, and getting it all fit and ready to go, it takes a little bit more time. But then you just start TIGging from one side to the other and just keep going, and you don't have to worry about it cooling down. You just kind of want to keep moving and try and keep the heat behind you and moving ahead. So yeah, that's personally why I do it, and also because it's fun. I like to kind of improve the skills a little bit of stuff. So yeah. All right. So now the next video we'll be doing bodywork. As you can see, bodywork's going on. This side's just about ready for a first coat of primer. And yeah, so watch the next one for the bodywork. And I really appreciate you watching and subscribing and commenting and stuff like that. So if you could keep it up, that'd be great. And I'll see you in the next video.